it's true. I do love my mom. And this story is actually about her. I was living in a flop house in New Brunswick, New Jersey, in the third floor of a fraternity house. It was renting out rooms. I wasn't in a fraternity. I'd dropped out of school about 3 years before that, and I shouldn't have even been living in the college town in the first place. So my mom calls me up and she starts screaming, "Frasier's in Shakespeare! Frasier's in Shakespeare!" And I translated that to Kelsey Grammer's doing Macbeth. By Times Square there, and you know, I grew up in South Jersey, and when I was growing up, when you said I'm going to the city, that meant you were going to go across the Ben Franklin Bridge and get some soft pretzels, or go see a Phillies game, or do anything that stop before 10 o'clock, because Philadelphia rolls up its carpets early. But that's what going to the city was. And I went on, when I was probably in 6th grade, we went on a class trip to New York. We went to South Street Seaport and the Hard Rock Cafe, and it was a lot of culture, and that was really pretty amazing. Like, all our parents were on a class trip, and they're panicking because they don't want to lose any one of us in the Gomorrah of this place. And so New York was never really on my radar, you know, growing up. And when I went to college, I went to Rutgers University in New Brunswick. Kinda went there, and yeah. Anyway, when I moved there, it was New Brunswick was about the most urban I've ever seen. In South Jersey, where I grew up, the town I grew up in was all farms. There were 2,000 people, and we didn't get a stoplight until I was 12. And so, you know, I was country mouse. So I get to New Brunswick, and I have friends now that, let's go to New York. So we go to the city, and we're drinking underage, and, you know, smoking cigarettes, and it's this is pretty great. But I was like a follower. I couldn't really gauge anything. I guess you know, we'd go down to the village, and, you know, everything's a Mobius strip down there. So, like, I didn't really know where we were, but that was kind of fun. So a couple years later, like I said, I'm 22 years old. My mom makes plans, gets the tickets, and we're gonna go to see Kelsey Grammer and Macbeth. And so she meets me in New Brunswick, and it's a Wednesday matinee. We get on the train, New Jersey Transit, Northeast Corridor train. It's about an hour wait, and we have iced coffees, and she brought all the Philadelphia newspapers. We're reading them on the train like a couple of idiots, and we are making our way there. And the train's packed, you know, on Wednesday. We're a part of the group of mouth breathers that come in to see everything at 2 o'clock or 3 o'clock, you know. And, you know, we're ignorant of that fact, so we're still fine with it. And we're going in, and as the train is coming in, then you start to see the skyline, and you know, like, there's the Empire State Building. It's like, I did a puzzle of that once when I was a kid. Look at that, you know. And so once we see the skyline, we're like, well, I'm sure the train's about to, you know, pull in. So we stand up and give up our seats, and then we end up standing for 20 minutes because, you know, we just didn't know. We get in there, we get to Penn Station, and it's just, you know, it's bedlam, and we go to the bathroom, and we get there's a couple kids here. Anyway, so we get out of Penn Station, and we're going to run late, so we wait in the line on the 7th Avenue side going downtown, and we get a cab and tell the guy to take us. It was like 46th Street, like 9th Avenue, somewhere, 8th Avenue, somewhere around there. So we go to the theater, we see the play, and I come from Polish stock, you know, and my mother's a sturdy woman, and her head's as big as mine, but she's this tall, and then she's this, you know, we don't fit in the seats, and, you know, it's not built for, you know, we're like, it's all crazy. It is what it is, you know what I mean? So the production is cool, but she thought she was going to see Frasier in tights and like a ruffle, but it's like this black stage, and he's wearing like this like space western duster, and like they're doing this whole thing, and she doesn't understand a word of it. And I'm trying to pull back my senior year stuff from high school, trying to explain who Banquo is, and that Banquo's a name, and that like a forest is gonna move. How does that work? And you know, and all that. So she didn't really get it, and that's fine. So we leave the theater, and it's like 96 degrees, blazing hot, right? Early June, and it's just one of those days. The sun is beating down, and it's all concrete up there. And we walk out, out and we walk over to Bryant Park, and it's, you know, all shady and nice and it's beautiful. That's not what happened at all. We went to the Hershey store, and we went to the Toys R Us, because they have a Ferris wheel in there. Like, oh, look at that. And we walked past and watched the idiot waiters singing in that diner that they, those poor guys, I feel so bad for them. We're like, oh, look at this, and we're just looking around, and we're those idiots. We're those idiots just looking around, and like, I got real long hair, and she's all, like I said, all sturdy, and everything's pink, and like, and we're just idiots walking around. So like, we're just doing our shopping. We finish our shopping, we start wandering around looking for a place to eat. So we go down toward Hell's Kitchen, and we find a nice little French bistro. It's all exciting. It's not what happened at all. We went to ESPN Zone. We go in the ESPN Zone because the Hard Rock Cafe had too big of a line. So we go to ESPN Zone, and they seat us behind the anchor desk. Like, they have like the set, and it's me and my mom sitting behind the ESPN Sports Center anchor desk eating. Her steak comes and it has blue cheese on it, and she can't handle that, so she sends it back. Like, they don't have blue cheese in South Jersey. So she just wasn't able to deal with it. So then we finished our lovely meal, our lovely beige meal at ESPN Zone, and we're like, all right, let's really check out what's going on here. And again, it's blazing hot. We get on the subway, we go down to the Village. We're like, oh, let's go to the Village. We go to Bleecker Street, Bleecker Bob's Records, and we're going. That didn't happen at all. We went to Virgin Megastore in Times Square, and I spent $17 on a copy of Kinda Blue. Like, I don't know why I did that. It could have been $4 anywhere. So this is the day. It's like, now it's like 6 hours later. We're both exhausted, and neither of us wore the right shoes. I, at the time, due to some bad choices in my life, I wore Birkenstocks for like 3 years. And so I'm wearing these Birkenstocks, and she's got these sandals on, and you know, and her feet look like loaves of bread, and it's just like, it's all a big mess. And then, so you know, it's time to go. So we're in Times Square, right outside of the Virgin Mega record store up there, and this guy starts asking me, I want to buy a watch, and she goes over, and like, once I got to fight with her, don't buy this $10 watch. I swear to, but it says Rolex. I was like, no, it was like we were in a scene from a movie, you know what I mean? Like, every cliche thing, the only thing I did, there wasn't like a 3-card Monty going on, you know? And like, that was the only thing that didn't happen to us that day. So we're getting ready to go, and again, you know, I don't know New York, and neither does my mother. And apparently we're too stupid to realize what a grid is, so we don't, we're like, oh, we gotta get back to Penn Station. Let's hail a cab. So we're over there, and we're in Times Square, and the busiest, you know, and we're just, even to this day, when my mother comes to the city, she goes to every time St. Patrick's Cathedral. She has no idea where it is. She just gets in a cab and says, St. Patrick's Cathedral, like she's a duchess. So like cabs are like magic. They just take you anywhere. So we go to hail a cab, and we obviously, you know, how many people are here from somewhere else originally? Like, most of this, you're all from somewhere else. And it took, well, okay, pardon me, I'm sorry, pardon me. But it took you like a week or two to figure out the lights on the top of the cabs, like which one was full and what this, yeah, okay, so we didn't know. So we're hailing everything, and we're just hailing everything. Eventually a cab pulls up and lets people out, like, this is our chance, so go to run over there. And it was, again, like something out of Central Casting. This woman in a business suit, very severe, blonde, short hair, you know, running shoes, briefcase, runs in and like shoves my mother out of the way, gets in the cab. And I said, hey, that was our cab. And she goes, F you, this is New York. Look around for cabs. Like this has got to be, you know. So we get another cab. It was ridiculous. I wanted to hit the lady, and I don't think like that, you know. But it was, you know. So I was just, you know, aghast. And then so we get another cab. There's another guy pulls up. We jump in and tell the guy, all right, Penn Station. And I, you know, didn't even look at his face, I'm sure. But either way, he definitely drove to 10th Avenue and like up and down and around. It was like a $15 cab ride, like from Times Square to Penn Station. And we hustled down the stairs, and we got down there, and we got more iced coffee, and we sat down inside the train, hustling down there, sweaty after a long day. And after that day, we learned nothing. Thank you very much. Thank you.